Thank you for taking the time to meet today. We're here to explore your qualifications for the Telecommunications Technician role, a position critical to the success of any organization relying on stable, secure communication systems. As technology evolves, this role demands a combination of practical hands-on skill and theoretical understanding. Today's questions are designed to assess your experience with system installations, troubleshooting, safety, and adaptability to change. Let's begin. 1. Can you describe your experience with installing and maintaining telecommunication systems? Absolutely. My experience in installing and maintaining telecommunication systems spans several years, and includes working with both analog and digital networks. I've been responsible for setting up structured cabling systems, configuring routers and switches, and installing fiber optic lines. Maintenance includes routine inspections, firmware upgrades, and emergency repairs. I've worked on-site and remotely to troubleshoot issues ranging from signal loss to hardware malfunctions. I've also been part of teams implementing VoIP systems, where precise cable management and quality assurance testing were critical. My approach is methodical. I follow blueprints and technical manuals, ensure all safety standards are met, and log all installations for future reference. I believe in preventive maintenance. For example, I regularly monitor signal strength and inspect hardware for wear and tear to minimize downtime. I'm also comfortable interpreting circuit diagrams and have worked with test equipment like TDRS and OTDRs to diagnose issues. My work often involves liaising with clients to understand their needs and tailor systems accordingly, which enhances both service delivery and customer satisfaction. Being up to date with telecom standards and codes is essential, and I regularly attend training to stay informed. Whether it's copper wire or fiber, single site, or multiple branches, I have the experience and the hands-on skill to ensure systems are installed efficiently and maintained reliably. 2. How do you troubleshoot network connectivity issues in a telecommunications environment? Troubleshooting network connectivity issues requires a structured and layered approach. First, I always confirm the scope of the problem. Is it isolated to a single user, a specific floor, or the entire network? This determines whether the issue is local or systemic. Then I check physical connectivity. Are the cables secure, undamaged, and properly terminated? Loose or faulty connections are common culprits. I use diagnostic tools like network testers and OTDRS to verify signal strength and integrity, and I often perform ping tests to determine if there's packet loss or latency. If hardware is at fault, such as a malfunctioning switch or router, I swap components to isolate the issue. For software-related problems, I check configurations on devices, ensuring IP settings, DNS entries, and firmware versions are correct. When dealing with VoIP, I examine jitter, latency, and packet loss metrics using monitoring software. I also inspect firewall settings and access control lists to rule out blocked ports. Documentation is critical. I log every step and result for reference and future troubleshooting. I collaborate with IT when cross-platform coordination is needed, especially if the issue affects applications or servers. My goal is always to restore service swiftly while identifying a root cause to prevent recurrence. Effective communication with stakeholders is also key, keeping them updated while minimizing downtime. 3. What safety protocols do you follow when working with telecommunications equipment? Safety is paramount when working with telecommunications equipment, particularly because of the physical, electrical, and technical risks involved. Before starting any task, I assess the environment for potential hazards. This includes checking for exposed wiring, wet surfaces, or unstable platforms. I always wear personal protective equipment such as gloves, safety goggles, and steel-toe boots, especially when climbing ladders or working in confined spaces. When handling fiber optics, I ensure I'm in a clean, dust-free area and wear eye protection since fiber shards can cause serious injury. For electrical safety, I follow lockouts tag-out procedures to prevent accidental energizing of equipment during maintenance. I use insulated tools and test circuits before touching them. Grounding and bonding practices are strictly followed to avoid electrical surges and shocks. Additionally, I make sure all equipment complies with national electrical codes and telecom safety standards. Proper labeling and documentation of circuits and ports prevent accidental misconfiguration or disconnection. When working at height, I use harnesses and adhere to fall protection guidelines. Training is ongoing. I participate in regular safety drills and updates to remain compliant with OSHA and company-specific safety requirements. Emergency protocols, such as evacuation plans and first aid procedures, are always top of mind. Ultimately, a disciplined approach to safety protects not only me but also my coworkers and the network infrastructure. 4. How you stay current with technological advancements in telecommunications. Staying current in the telecommunications field is essential due to rapid technological changes. I follow a multi-pronged strategy to remain informed and competitive. First, I subscribe to industry-leading publications and websites such as telecoms.com, Light Reading, and IEE Communications Magazine. These resources provide updates on emerging technologies, regulatory changes, and market trends. I also participate in professional forums like Spiceworks and Reddit's Telecom communities, where technicians share real-world experiences and solutions. Formal training is another cornerstone. I regularly take certified courses from platforms like CompTIA, Cisco, and BICSI. Recently, I completed training in 5G technology and SDWAN implementation. Vendor webinars and product demos are also valuable. They allow me to explore the latest tools and software updates directly from manufacturers. Additionally, I attend industry conferences, either in person or virtually, such as Mobile World Congress or regional fiber optic expos. Networking with peers during these events helps me gain insight into best practices and real-world challenges. I also learn from hands-on experience by volunteering for pilot projects and testing new equipment at work. Continuous learning is not optional. It's a professional necessity. By actively investing time in education and community engagement, I ensure that I'm not only up-to-date, but also forward-thinking in deploying the latest telecom solutions effectively and securely. 5. What experience do you have with fiber optic cabling and its testing procedures? I have extensive experience working with fiber optic cabling, from installation to termination and testing. My work has included both single-mode and multi-mode fiber across enterprise and industrial settings. During installation, I carefully measure cable runs, plan splice points, and use proper bend radius techniques to avoid signal degradation. Termination is performed using fusion splicing or mechanical connectors, depending on the application. Cleanliness is critical, so I use alcohol wipes and inspection scopes to ensure that every connector end face is clean before mating. For testing, I employ OTDRS to detect faults, measure loss, and verify splice quality. I also use light source and power meters to measure optical loss across links. Documentation is meticulously maintained. Test results are recorded, labeled, and compared against standards such as TIAEI A568. When troubleshooting, I analyze the OTDR trace to locate issues like breaks, reflectance, or excessive attenuation. I understand how environmental conditions, improper handling, or substandard materials can impact performance. So quality control is part of every job. Fiber optics requires precision, and I pride myself on following best practices to ensure reliable, high-performance links. Whether the task involves upgrading a data center or rolling out a metropolitan backbone, I apply the same rigorous standards to every project. 6. Describe a challenging project and how you handled it successfully. One of the most challenging projects I handled involved upgrading the telecommunications infrastructure of a large hospital without interrupting daily operations. The facility relied heavily on uninterrupted connectivity for medical equipment, patient records, and communications. The project required the installation of new fiber optic backbones and transitioning legacy systems to VoIP. Initial planning was critical. I worked closely with hospital IT engineering and management to map out the network topology and establish phase rollouts. We scheduled work during off-peak hours, mostly overnight, and set up temporary backup links to ensure redundancy. During the fiber splicing phase, we encountered unexpected issues due to poorly documented legacy cabling. To address this, I conducted a comprehensive cable trace and updated documentation. I led a small team of technicians, assigning tasks and double-checking every termination point. Clear communication and flexibility were key. when an equipment delay threatened to push back timelines. I coordinated with suppliers for expedited shipping and adjusted the rollout schedule. In the end, the transition was completed with minimal downtime, improved network speeds, and satisfied client feedback. The experience reinforced the importance of meticulous planning, adaptability, and teamwork. It also demonstrated my ability to manage complex installations under pressure while maintaining quality and compliance. 7. How do you document your work, and why is it important? Documentation is an integral part of any telecommunications technician's responsibilities. I maintain detailed records for every installation, upgrade, repair, or inspection I perform. This includes site diagrams, cable routes, port maps, IP addressing schemes, device configurations, and test results. I use digital tools like Excel spreadsheets, CAD diagrams, and proprietary ticketing systems to ensure clarity and accessibility. Proper labeling of equipment and ports is also part of this process. Every change is logged with time stamps, technician initials, and a summary of actions taken. This systematic approach ensures that future troubleshooting is more efficient and that multiple technicians can work seamlessly on the same infrastructure. Documentation is also vital for compliance with regulatory standards and service-level agreements. It allows organizations to audit changes, track performance trends, and identify recurring issues. For instance, having a historical record of signal degradation over time can inform decisions on equipment upgrades. When dealing with clients, well-maintained documentation instills confidence and facilitates accurate billing. It also serves as a training tool for onboarding new team members. In emergencies, clear documentation can be the difference between a quick fix and extended downtime. In short, documentation is not just a formality. It's a cornerstone of operational efficiency, accountability, and long-term reliability in telecommunications. 8. What tools and software do you commonly use in your day-to-day work? In my daily work, I rely on a combination of physical tools and software solutions to ensure precision and efficiency. For physical tools, I frequently use punch-down tools, cable testers, multimeters, fiber cleavers, and OTDRS. Each serves a specific purpose. OTDRS for fault detection, cable testers for verifying continuity, and multimeters for measuring electrical characteristics. I also use labeling machines and crimping tools to keep installations clean and organized. On the software side, I utilize network monitoring tools like SolarWinds and Wireshark for real-time diagnostics and traffic analysis. Configuration software from vendors like Cisco or Ubiquiti is essential when setting up routers, switches, and access points. I maintain project timelines and service logs using platforms like ServiceNow and Microsoft Teams. For drawing and mapping, I use Visio or AutoCAD to create accurate network diagrams. Mobile apps also play a role. For example, I use barcode scanners and digital inspection forms on my tablet to streamline fieldwork. Staying proficient with these tools is key to maximizing uptime and client satisfaction. I invest time in learning new platforms and updates regularly. A well-equipped and well-trained technician can identify issues faster, deliver higher quality work, and contribute more effectively to the team. 9. How do you handle client communication during a technical issue or outage? Effective client communication during a technical issue or outage is just as important as resolving the problem itself. My first step is to remain calm and acknowledge the issue, without downplaying its impact. I provide the client with a clear, jargon-free explanation of what is happening and what steps I am taking to investigate and resolve it. Transparency builds trust, so I update them regularly even if the status hasn't changed. Knowing that someone is actively working on the problem is reassuring. I always set realistic expectations regarding resolution timelines and, if possible, offer temporary solutions or workarounds to minimize disruption. I make sure the client knows how to reach me for updates and document all communications for accountability. After the issue is resolved, I provide a summary of the root cause, what was done to fix it, and any preventive measures moving forward. If applicable, I recommend system upgrades or configuration changes to avoid recurrence. Clients appreciate clarity, professionalism, and empathy during outages, especially in high-stakes environments. By combining technical proficiency with strong communication skills, I ensure that clients feel supported and informed throughout the process, ultimately strengthening the relationship and reinforcing the reliability of our service. 10. Why do you want to work as a telecommunications technician with our company? I'm excited about the opportunity to work as a telecommunications technician with your company because of your reputation for innovation and commitment to high-quality service. I researched your recent projects, particularly your expansion into fiber deployment and enterprise solutions, which align perfectly with my experience and professional goals. Your emphasis on employee development and safety also resonates with me. It shows a culture that values both people and performance. I'm drawn to roles where I can contribute meaningfully to infrastructure development while continuing to learn, and I see your company as an ideal environment for that. I bring hands-on experience, technical certification, and a proactive mindset, which I believe would complement your team's expertise. I'm particularly interested in how you integrate emerging technologies like 5G and SD-WAN, as these areas are both challenging and exciting. I also appreciate your community engagement and customer-first approach, which matches my personal commitment to reliable and respectful service. Joining your team will allow me to grow while helping you maintain and enhance the connectivity that today's businesses and individuals depend on. This is more than a job to me. It's a career path, and your company offers a kind of work, values, and mission that I'm proud to be part of. Thank you for taking the time to review this interview. As a telecommunications technician, I bring hands-on experience, a commitment to safety, strong troubleshooting skills, and a dedication to staying current with industry advancements. I'm confident in my ability to contribute to your team by ensuring reliable, high-quality communication systems. I look forward to the opportunity to support your organization's infrastructure and deliver dependable solutions every day.